Hello there. About to do another EDF test. This one's a nice big 90mm fan. It's a Haoye, well, 89mm fan, but if you measure these, they're actually 92mm, which is weird. And I've done a bit of a modification to this. I wanted to try a pretty mental motor in it, and I found these inrunners on eBay, come from China, and they seem to be pretty good. The specs on them are pretty mental. They seem to, I don't know, they just seem to have really good specs on them, but how they do over time I don't know. They're actually meant for powerboats. I don't know if people are using the cars or not, but it says they're meant for powerboats, so I thought I'd give it a try in a ducted fan. You see there, it's a 40 by 76, which actually meant it didn't fit in this fan because it only took up to a 39mm motor. So I did have to Dremel out the hole a little bit to get it to fit, but it wasn't too bad. I only had to take a little bit out and it went in. I think it says 40 by 76, but I think it's just under 40, so I didn't have to take too much out, so I haven't affected the strength of this one. It's, I don't think you can get these anymore. It's a 6-blade fan. As you can see, I've made a modification there, which I'll get on in a sec. But this is 2250 kV, which is quite high really for a 90mm fan. But I wanted to give this one a go. This motor is rated to 2800 watts. It doesn't say a cell count, but it says 18 volts. So, you know, there isn't a battery that's actually 18 volts. But so that would be what the voltage drop would be down to on a 5-cell. So I assume it's a 5-cell. But you know, if you work that out, that means it's rated to 155 amps. Yeah, 155 amps. That's what this motor's rated to. So depending on what current I get, I may end up running this on a 6-cell. So that'd be 2250 kV on a 90mm fan on 6-cell, which would be mental. Yeah, as you can see, I did have a bit of a problem with this fan. Basically, I couldn't get the proper motor shaft adapter for this, and I did have a collet prop adapter which did actually fit in this pretty well, and it had a hole screwed and tapped in the end of it. The only trouble is it wasn't straight, which is really annoying, because I was like, oh cool, it's got a thread in it, I can just put the normal cone on as is, put it through, but it wasn't straight and it caused it to wobble. Once you got above half throttle, it wobbled, and as you can see there, it's scuffed around the edge where it caused it to wobble so bad the rotors hit the side of the side of the housing. So that wasn't good. No matter what I did, I tried balancing this up. You see there, I was putting some rubberized tape in there to balance it. I got it balanced, but it still wouldn't work because it just wasn't running straight. So this looks a bit odd, but this is actually a nose cone spinner from something else. It's quite an old one, see it's a bit scuffed up there, but it's the one that had like the skirt that came off the back where the prop would come through. So what I done was I just hacked that off. Could have done with doing a slightly neater job really, Hacked that off, drilled the hole out in the middle in the bottom plate, so it went over the bolt, the proper adapter that holds that on, and then you see there it's just held on with 2 screws. So that, it's not perfect, but it's a hell of a lot better than what it was with trying to use this one. I was just holding the motor and just testing it, just holding it, and it span up alright. There's a bit of vibration to it. I wasn't trying it fully charged with the batteries, but there's a bit of vibration there, but it's not too bad. So hopefully that has worked. It's not quite as clean a edge there, but don't know, seems to have worked. I might try one day to, I've got some other adapters, but they don't fit this fan, proper ducted fan adapters, but they don't fit this fan, so I'd have to get it I don't know, modified on a lathe to fit this one. But yeah, like I said, this is the 6-blade fan. Don't think you can get these anymore. I thought I'd try it because it's quite a high kV, so it's a 6-blade fan. I did buy a couple of these. This is the rotor I used in the other 90mm ducted fan that I did a test on, which was the one for the Fly Mirage, which I haven't made yet, and that one says it's a 92mm fan, but it's actually smaller than this one, which is really weird, because this one says 89mm and the other one says 92mm, but the 89mm is bigger than the 92mm. Strange. But I used the other 6-bladed rotor in that one, where I had to cut all the blades down a tiny bit to fit it, as it was smaller, and that worked out pretty well. So I quite like these rotors, so I thought I'd try this motor, this beast of a motor, in this fan. These don't come with a lip duct, inlet duct on these, and I've heard that it does make quite a bit of difference with a duct on. So I wanted to make a duct, but I didn't want to, again, I would like to try and make something proper, but I found this pot, and I don't know, I thought it made quite a good duct. A bit weird being red, but I managed to sort of measure it. Obviously it was a bottom pot, had the bottom on it there. Let me just get this. So that was the bottom of the pot, and what I done was drill the middle out, put a bolt there, measured the fan, the width of the fan, measured the width of the pot, put that out, measured the width of the pot across there, and then I put the bolt in a drill after I'd marked the line, and I span it round the drill with a pen, marking the line so it's round like that, and then I got a knife, and while it was spinning around the drill, just held the knife and it cut all the way around, so it was a nice circular smooth cut as it was spinning round, just cutting it with the knife as it went round. And then because it's got a lip on it, it's not that big, but I don't know, this might work well, I don't know. I smoothed that edge out because it wasn't perfectly round, but I've smoothed this out a bit, make it a bit more round. And what I got was a bit of paper, long bit of paper, wrapped it round the edge of the fan on the outside there, and just taped it on, and then went round the outside of the paper with double-sided tape. Got a bit of 3mm Depron, and as I was sticking it round on the double-sided tape, I was heating it with a hot air gun as well, so it was a nice smooth as it went round, and then got the pot, sat it on top, put some weights on top, and got a bit of this mesh, fiberglass mesh that I use for reinforcing models, for EPP models. Put that on there, and then just went all the way around it with some epoxy, and that's, you know, you can see all that, it's all around there with epoxy. And now it is nice snug fit. Just make sure it goes on there. There we go. So as you can see, that's a nice snug fit. There was a bit of a lip where it met up with that, so I've gone round the inside of the actual proper housing and sort of went round with a knife and just carved a bit of it out, and then went round with some nice fine wet and dry to smooth it out, so it's a bit more of a smoother transition onto there. Also where the fan blade was hitting the housing, I've gone over that with some fine wet and dry just to smooth that out a bit more. So that's the duct, and it's quite a big duct. I would have liked to use a smaller pot, so I didn't have to make it go down quite so far to that it was the right size, because it's made the lip really big. But I don't know, that could be an advantage, I don't know. So it's got a massive inlet duct clip on it. You have to see how this goes. I'll put it on the EDF thrust rig in a bit. Got a couple of big zippy batteries. I got this is the 6-cell. This one charged up. I'm still waiting for the 5-cell to charge up. So that's a 4000 milliamp 40C zippy. The other one is a 4500 milliamp 45C zippy. So that's the 6-cell. The other one's a 5-cell. So nice big batteries, and I have to see what this does. Hopefully it won't draw too much current. Hopefully the 6-cell will not be too mental. Hopefully I don't melt the motor down. But yeah, I have to see what these motors do, because they're not that expensive, and the specs on them are incredible. Right, get this on the thrust rig and give it a test. Right, I got it all on the thrust rig. I'll show you the setup. Like I said, this thing can take 155 amps, so I weren't sure what current it's going to draw. So I bought a couple of 200 amp red brick ESCs from Banggood, so I've got one of those on there, and it's got no back, so just powering the ESC with a what's it, Li-Fi battery, 1100 milliamp I think it is, 2-cell. So I've got the zippy 4500 milliamp 45C 5-cell on there. It's on the thrust rig. I thought I'd try it without the intake lip first. So try it without the intake lip first, see what sort of a difference it makes. So let's try the thrust. Hopefully all my stuff doesn't blow off the shelves above. Let's have a look. Stuff going everywhere. Wasn't that great. What we got? Yeah. 91.8 amps, 1750 watts, and that was what was that, 2.2 kilos of thrust. Right, let's try the intake lip. Right, got the intake lip on. Just got a couple of bits of tape holding it on. I didn't bother charging the battery, but let's see what difference the thrust makes. Yep, a load of stuff just got blown off the shelf. And blimey, did that intake lip make a difference? That was incredible. That made a hell of a difference there. What was that? 2,700 grams of thrust. Sounds like 500 grams of thrust more. The amps and watts did go up a bit. Let's try and get a decent view of that. Yeah, we're down at 18.5 volts, 98.9, so 99, and 1900 watts. So, the motor's not even warm really. There's no holes in these. I think they might have internal cooling fans. I'm not sure. But there's no holes to sort of try and get a reading of the windings and the temperature. But going by that, it looks like I might be alright to try the 6 cell. So let's get that plugged in. Right, we're now on 6 cell. I'm actually a little bit scared of this. Let's just make that sure that's taped down so nothing gets sucked into the fan. I hope not. Right, now this is going to be interesting. Ooh, the intake light come off. Yeah, that's probably going to need gluing. $115 amps. 2,000, what was that, 2,439 watts. Yeah, my intake lip come off. I only had it held on with a couple of bits of tape. Yeah, probably the suction of that probably caused that to come off. I think it's should be alright. Let's just take that off. But blimey, that was interesting. Let me try and get that intake lip fixed on a bit better. Right, I've put a load more tape on there now. Probably will glue it on. Just a quick run up, hopefully it stays on this time. Let's just check that thrust out again. Cold. Went up a bit that time. Probably because the thrust tube didn't come off. 116 amps, 2,575 watts. Oh, I've got it upside down. I was wondering what weird temperature that was. So it's 19.4 degrees in the workshop. And outside of the case of the motor is 32.8. So it's not really hot at all. So yeah, definitely going to run that on 6 cell. Oh, that's a beast. For a 6-bladed fan, the RPM on that must be crazy. I don't know if that duct was warping or not. That's alright. right. That seems right. I think it did move slightly, but this is going to be great. This is going to be mental. These motors are unbelievable. They do them on all sorts of sizes, all sorts of kVs. They haven't got a brand name. They just say high efficient brushless in runner, but it's the black ones. Yep. Oh dear. Oh, went up a bit more on that run. 121 amps, 2690 watts, but still not that hot. Obviously in flight it would keep it cool, and well, I can't wait to build something for this. I've got so many planes there. I don't think I'll be doing anything that soon for this, because it's going to be quite an extensive build. Yeah, I want to try and make something that's going to go pretty quick with this setup. You know, some sort of, you know, Super Bandit or Stinger or that type of plane. Let me know if you've got any suggestions for what sort of plane I could put this in. But that's awesome. My funny little inlet duct seems to have done the trick, and everything seems okay. ESC's not even hot. Yeah. Right. Yeah, if you like this video, click like and subscribe, and one day you'll see me fit this in a plane. I can imagine that this thing will go like anything. Right. Oh, that's my timer on the trannis. Let me shut that up. Right. Yeah, any suggestions for what sort of plane to put that in? I think that's pretty decent setup, that is. I don't think I could probably push it and fit it with a 7-bladed fan, because you can still get the spare 7-bladed fan. That might be too much, but I'd love to see what sort of thrust increase that would give. But I don't want to push it, because that might end up being too much for the motor. But anyway, right, I'm switching off now. See you later.